Are you ready for the ultimate bikepacking weekend adventure? Join us for an unforgettable self-supported bikepacking trip through Southwest Virginia. The Grayson Gravel Pie Bikepacking Adventure travels along the Virginia Creeper Trail, the beautiful gravel roads of Grayson County, Virginia, and the New River Trail. All lodging and camping arrangements are included, along with daily routes and guides riding along with you. This self-supported adventure offers resupply opportunities every 20 miles for your food and water needs. Find out more at graveltraveldirt.com.
You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brian.
And I'm Joey.
And I'm Jess.
Wow, that's going to sound horrible.
Well, then do it again.
No, we're not going to do it again. Everybody, this is episode 201. I almost said 101. 201 of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Yeah,
if you're new
like
here,
me.
that would have been 102.
That was how I would have done it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If you're new here, folks, this is a podcast where we talk about gravel bikes, adventure biking, bikepacking, bike camping, or just playing bikes. Tonight, we're going to talk about some of our favorite things. Since this is the last episode of 2022, let's talk about some of our highlights.
Hell yeah, I'm ready. I got
From
my
the last
top
year.
3 core memories.
I love those magazines.
you goofus or gallant? Do you remember Highlights magazine?
Of course, like highlights kids,
In the-
like
in the dentist
office. Yeah.
Absolutely. Before we get there, though, got some discount codes from some very generous retailers. Salt Stick and Joe J. When you visit their websites for any of their hydration or food products, use the checkout. Use the discount code. I love you buy. Oh wow, I'm off my game. When you reach the checkout, use the code Love You Buy. Take 20% off your order. And over at Cutaway USA, use the discount code GTD20 to take 20% off your order there. I'm going to have links and all that information in the show notes.
Just
Joey,
Google it. It's 2023.
I'll be honest with you. As much as we've used it, I can guarantee you there's just people out there Googling. Because don't you do that? Do you do that every time you're at a checkout? You Google coupon code for wherever you're at?
100%.
Not at checkout. I'm not one of those jagwagons.
No, I do it at checkout.
I'll wait. Or I'll do it before I go on the store.
No, I right when I get there, and I have all the little stupid Chrome extensions that like go out and search the internet for the codes that don't work. You do that?
Oh, yeah. Like Retail Me Not.
Yeah. None of them ever seem to work. Joey, what are you drinking over there?
I got a very expired Kit Kat I'm eating.
Well, that looks good. The chocolate is just it gets a little moldy.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It just adds a little bit of flavor. But you have a very gentleman-like drink.
Yes. You got me that cup.
Did that
I got Eagles Rare from Travis.
That came from the. I bought you a bottle of.
You remember?
It was doggone it. I can't remember it. Ah,
It's okay.
I remember. I as soon as I stop trying to think about it, it will come to me. But I can't.
Woodford Select
Reserve. Yes, it was Woodford Reserve. That's a
I
very.
have Eagles Rare in there from Travis, though.
That's a very gentlemanly cup. I do like that. So you want to jump over like our conversation and do Strava Club first before we get into our
All right,
highlights?
Chris Nessler. I can't read.
Oh my goodness.
Chris Nessler from Bethesda, Maryland, 115.3. Jeff Tesson from Chapel Hill, North Kakalaki with 78.4. Wow.
Yep.
Jane Kaiser from Apex, North Carolina with 191.1. You only needed 78, just like Jeff, 0.4, to break into the top 100. And we are holding steady at the holidays with 881.
Yeah.
So maybe this will be a big week because they're festive 500, but strava.com/clubs/gravel travel dirt.
I always thought Festive 500 was something you couldn't do online, that it was required to be outdoors.
You have to do it outside, yeah.
Nope, people are doing it inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's never been inside.
Well, last year
Rigged.
and this year they
You don't
are
get your
allowing.
patch. I'll rip it off.
Well, I'm just
Never
telling
even
you.
done it.
I'm just telling you what's happening. I'm telling you what's going on because I was surprised to hear that as well. I would.
All outdoors. But I guess with Zwift now, you can.
I mean, there's just as big an effort, I guess. I don't know.
Tom King once said, indoor miles are not real miles.
Well, that's on Tom. Tom can say what
I
Tom
don't
wants to
agree
say.
with that at all.
I don't agree with that at all
You said that to
either.
Darcy one night. Anyway.
May cut all that out. Maybe not. I don't know.
That's the good stuff.
Might delete later. I don't know. Okay, 2022 highlights. Jess, you want to start? What were your big takeaways? Oh, wait a minute. You've got other big news you need to talk
I
about
have
first.
lots of big news to talk about.
Okay, I'm not even going to give you the. You go. You go,
Okay.
girl.
So, top 3 things.
Okay, we're going to
Me,
go there.
Blake and Brian.
Yeah, there you go. Number 1 would be cat camp. Starting off cat camp. I mean, that was my winter thing to do.
Mhm.
And I kept messaging Alex, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And actually following through with that was huge for me. Like doing it by myself. Like, remember, we had the whole summer of Jess, like doing all these rides by myself. So cat camp definitely gave me the motivation and like the
Mental preparation?
mental prep for doing all those other races that I did over the summer. So,
It set the tone
oh yeah,
from early in the season for
Yeah.
you. Okay.
yeah. We have a busy gravel calendar this year, but cat camp is like on my calendar, ready to go for this
Not
year.
to miss.
Not gonna miss. Not
Right.
gonna miss.
Right.
So number.
Explain to people what cat camp is, real briefly. Just it's from Dirty Kitten.
Yep. It's the Dirty Kitten women's only cycling thing. And they do clinics and rides. So in the morning, you might be going to like a cyclocross clinic or a mountain bike clinic. And then in the afternoon, you'll be doing a mountain bike or a gravel ride. You like sign up for different things. And the elites from the cat camp run each of the sessions.
Now, how many people were in that? What was the total number of participants at cat camp?
You know what? I don't know because it was a rolling number because it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
People would come
Sunday
in and
thing.
go.
And not everybody stayed all the days and not everybody was there the day I went.
30, 40 people
Yeah.
probably?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
relatively small, so you get a lot of
Yeah.
good attention. and-
We started off, Joey wanted to get me Girls Gone Gravel in Alabama for
Arkansas.
for my Christmas present.
Same difference.
Same difference, right?
No, one spelled like Kansas but pronounced differently.
But it was the logistics of it while teaching and
Mhm.
like everything like that is really hard to manage with traveling and stuff like that. So there was I didn't go to that. But we did sign up for cat camp.
Okay.
So
Which
So
was
that was-
better.
That was number one.
it was much better.
Yeah.
Hindsight, I would tell people to go if they're in the mid-Atlantic region to do that over traveling to Arkansas.
Okay, because it's closer to home.
Yeah, you meet
It's gonna be easier for
and
you to do. You make connections.
Every single ride I went to, there was a girl there from cat camp.
Nice.
So that was nice. Yeah.
That was number one. Do you have more? You said you had 3.
Yeah, so the first one would definitely be cat camp. The second one would be Loudon 17.
Tell me
25.
Oh boy, that one was a.
And the reason why is because that was a shit show.
Okay.
It was terrible. I mean, I called Joey crying on the course. People were yelling at me for stopping in the middle.
I remember that.
It was a really bad experience, but they really make you appreciate the good days. So I'm really excited to do it
Wow.
again.
The event wasn't bad.
No. The event was perfect. There was people waiting for me. It just took me like 5-6 hours, and I walked most of it.
Okay, so you felt like maybe that was a low point.
A
but
very, very low point in the
that's interesting that
2020.
you would put it as a highlight because it actually kind of. What it sounds like, both cat camp and this kind of like set the bar.
Yeah, because
for
if
where you
you
could
think
go.
about it, Loudon was how many miles? 40?
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then I go to my last highlight, which was Gravel Worlds, and able to do 80 miles and, those hills and everything like that. I mean, that was only a few months apart, 2-3 months apart, not
Mhm.
even. So,
What a difference.
Yeah.
What a difference.
Yeah. But it was really my mindset for Loudon. I was going in there like, I got this, like, I don't need to train. And I really did. I should have rode my bike.
Oh,
At
okay.
least maybe once that month, though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's early in the season. It's early.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Croatan. Every single race up to Gravel Worlds this year did not finish my full mileage.
Well, I'm going to give you a pass on Croatan because that's one that you can call that a DNF because you finished that though, right?
I finished it, but like I didn't sign up for the appropriate miles. So I signed up for the 100, but we only did 60.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's not like,
See, that's what I'm
it's not
saying.
like a big deal. It's just that,
I give you a pass on that.
Yeah.
One. I wouldn't call that a fail. That's just a recalibration on the fly
yeah,
with
of
regard to how I want to have a good day.
the mileage. Yeah.
So that I'm gonna give you a pass on that
But yeah, I'll definitely go Gravel Worlds was the highlight.
one. Okay.
Absolutely.
Overall highlight was
Overall
gravel.
highlight.
Okay.
Croatan was great. I got to see Joey and all those things. That was my first day on my new bike. So if I would put it in a 3.5, that would probably be it. But Gravel Worlds was 100% the one I had to do by myself, the traveling, the bike. Joey wasn't there. It was the first time in the Midwest.
You're totally all by yourself.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I had Amanda for most of the trip, which was awesome. But yeah, no Joey. I mean, that's the big thing. Was no Joey that entire trip.
Nice. And that was a great. That's going to be on my highlight reel as well for 2022.
Yeah, and if like I finished Grusk, like climbing Grusk was another amazing experience. I didn't get to go down Grusk, but I definitely went up Grusk.
Well, you did the hard part, and then I think there's another thing. I mean, I'm thinking back on that is like your takeaway from that was something horrific happened, and it's fine.
Yeah.
And look at me, it's all good, and I had a great time.
I did have a great time, but
So-
it was I mean, a flawless year of bike events for me.
Nice.
Flawless. I mean, I signed up
Perfect.
for so many events that we had a jam-packed summer.
I had to get a second job.
Yeah, I was doing events almost like every other weekend in the summer.
Did you have to go in and teach math?
Yeah, exactly. The Pythagorean theorem. Yeah, exactly.
You put on your black wig and black long hair wig and go in and teach math?
We're going to go like this.
Because the kids would recognize it. They'd be like, "You're not Miss
I
O'Course."
would go like Jess.
Yeah.
No, I had to get a second job.
Oh, okay.
No,
All
just
right.
kidding.
Just
I
not
thought
my
you were
job. Yeah.
filling in for her.
But maybe another highlight would be opening my i9 wheels on Christmas
I was-
morning. That
I
was
was
pretty,
hoping we were going to get
that was
there.
pretty much a holy moly, this is going on. Like, I can't believe I got those wheels. Like, they're beautiful. So I didn't want to tell you before the podcast, and I love my sister-in-law to death, but she was showing off, like, my brother got her a new ring, and everybody was like, oh, look at Christy's new ring.
Black diamonds.
Black
Ooh.
diamonds, like, oh my goodness. And I was like, look at these gorgeous wheels. And my mom was like, okay, like, why? Oh, they're pretty. I guess that's nice. Like, but like,
Meanwhile, we got rubber rings on over here.
yeah, we're wearing like rubber rings.
Yeah, I will never go back to wearing like hard ring. Have you seen any like video or
Gloving?
degloving? Oh my Lord, that's scary. I'll never wear rings again.
Yeah.
No, it's just not happening. Well, I'm excited because the whole wheel thing was Joey said, Brian, I'm going to send you. You remember we were in here that night and you were like, what are you guys talking
like-
about?
Right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he was trying to PayPal me money and Venmo
Probably.
me
So you want
money.
to check the
and-
bank
Probably.
because when you EP that stuff, it like you use your own card. So I didn't want you to see it. And I already used
it.
I already spent money at I-9 around Thanksgiving when I bought myself a set of wheels I couldn't tell you about. You don't look at our bank account, so it didn't matter. So yeah, I made Brian pay for him with my money.
I bought them for you.
Yeah, Brian did it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I gave money.
It's my pleasure.
But like rolling up to events with these slamming wheels and like knowing that,
They're for her mountain bike.
yeah, very
Yeah.
excited. We got stickers and everything to deck it out. Like, very excited.
And now I saw pictures of them
Yes.
with the multicolored spokes, right?
Yeah.
That's
Rainbow.
sharp.
Yes.
Orange hubs, and then Silk Graphics works with I-9, and they have the color palette for Rainbow
Mhm.
that goes on the wheels for the logos.
Oh, nice.
And they had a RockShox. They had her fork on Silk with the I-9 Rainbow palette.
Uh-huh.
So it's just rainbow decal. Like,
Oh,
bike's gonna be
score.
pimping.
Wow, that is exciting.
Her tires show up tomorrow. We went Terravale with her tires.
Okay, what size you put on them?
They'll be 2.3s, 29.
Okay.
But in the car right up to New Jersey on Christmas, I kept asking Joey, I was like, do I tell people I got new wheels or new tires? He's like, wheels. Like, like a complete novice about these things, but they're so pretty.
She didn't think she was getting anything for Christmas, really.
So you opened them here. You opened up your presents
They're here,
here, and
yeah.
then you went to New Jersey. You didn't actually.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, how in the world could you smuggle the wheel set to
So
New
we didn't-
Jersey?
Well, Jess is really bad at snooping.
Okay.
So like the stuff I got her, I got sent to the store, and I kept it till Christmas Eve, and then she thought she was getting nothing, and I brought in boxes of
you
stuff.
did like legit like Joey Santa.
Oh yeah.
Did you wait for her to go to bed and then you went to the shop?
No, I brought stuff in like
the
Christmas
rain and
Eve.
snow?
No, I was like, oh yeah, this is going in your Peloton room, like it was something for her room, and then she opened up the wheels, and there were wheels.
You caught you off guard then, didn't he? Surprised you.
It did. And meanwhile, I got in this stupid thing for his like.
It wasn't stupid.
I got in this stupid part for his solo stove, and it's not even the right solo stove thing. And here Joey is like slamming Christmas. I have wolf tooth in my stocking and I9 wheels, and
get
here
him
I
another-
am like, oh, here you go.
Here's
like,
another bandana.
yeah, right?
Hey, I like my head. It's
It's Christmas is about the joy of giving.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you
I like
know,
giving.
That's
And
been our.
I can attest. I will personally attest to the fact that Joey was so excited about getting you those wheels. So
Freddie helped me.
I was gonna say he told me that he didn't want Freddie to spoil it that I was getting I9 wheels at
Oh,
the
yeah,
Philly
Philly.
Bike Expo. So very
Yeah.
a flawless year for the bike.
Got her. She has issues because on her gravel bike, I finally realized what she meant. On her bike with axis, one side's up, one side's down.
Mm-hmm.
When she gets on her mountain bike, she has levers on each side, but one's for a shifter, one's a dropper, so she never gets it right. So I got her a pink dropper lever.
Okay.
So the left side is pink, is for a dropper, and then her shifter's her shifter.
I
Okay.
needed the colors to differentiate because he was like,
Sure.
"Go up, move up," and I was like, "What move? What up?"
Try not
you
to
know?
mansplain, but try not to kill her either.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's you're just trying to figure out what
Yeah.
works.
She got some color accent bits too from Wolf Tooth.
Nice.
So
nice.
did Joey too. So
Yeah, I
that
bought
worked out
myself
too,
some,
you know?
Do you see
When I
what
did my
happened
wolf-
here? Is that he's like he bought you I9 wheels for Christmas, but he also bought himself a set of I9 wheels.
So, all
Joey
right.
bought you some wolf tooth colored bits, but he also
Yes.
bought himself some. So while you're sitting there going, I didn't get you anything
Yeah.
for Christmas, Joey. Joey just played Santa for himself.
So
as
she
well.
got the super I9 wheels, the Enduro 3. I only went Enduro is because of the width. I don't like
Okay.
the trail width. With the nice spokes. Then I got the Enduro S Hydra, which is like a normal spoke. She got the really cool. She got the overbuilt bulletproof. I got the
They
more
are.
basic Black Friday sale.
straight
wheels.
up bullet. Those are bulletproof wheels that she's put on.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Mine are just all black, regular spokes, Hydra hubs.
I
but-
can't wait to see them like all pimped out
Yeah.
on the bike. That is,
Get your mountain bike ready.
yeah,
You need
yeah.
to-
We only do the little course at the.
No, we
the
don't.
lake.
We do it all.
Oh, yeah.
I will say I got espresso wolf tooth bits.
Yeah, did you?
On the gold, it is sexy.
Oh, yeah, I bet you that is.
espresso brown with gold.
Yes.
The contrast is
If they had that color when I built my Otso,
mm,
that would have been the direction I went.
I
Hands
love it.
down. Hands down, it's gorgeous.
Got the dropper lever, the
Oh.
headset, the seat post clamp.
Highlights for you, Joey, for 2022.
Well, my store didn't catch fire, so
Yes.
Not only did the store
no
not catch
ownership
fire,
change.
not only did it not catch fire, but you have made some significant changes in the shop with regards to brands, and
Yeah.
so
I mean, that's its own thing, but gravel wise, I got to announce at Croatan, and I did a horrible job. I don't know if that was. I'm not going to rank anything. One pave was actually really hard this year,
mhm,
and I'm really glad I finished because I didn't want to go up the first climb.
right.
Thought I was going to bail because I wasn't really ready. I didn't do a lot this year, like you guys.
Yeah.
I volunteered a couple times. Dirty Kitten was a blast. The Growly Cat. But as far as events, I didn't do many events this year.
It seems like you had a presence at all of them, though.
Yeah, somehow.
Like you were at Dirty Kitten, and
Croatan
you
and
weren't at
Unpaved.
Ross, but you were Croatan,
Yeah.
and
Joey's at every event because before I start every event, I like FaceTime him and I'm like, "Can you check my wheels? Can you check this?" You
yeah.
know, so technically he's always there.
New Year's resolution, teach her how to do all that.
well, you know,
Just so she has a peace of mind when someone's like, hey, ride your bike down the mountain with 6 broken spokes. You can be like, nope.
yeah, no, that's not a thing that should happen there, bud.
Idiots.
I think it's okay to ride
I think the highlight was getting,
as he's getting his GoPro ready.
yeah.
Watch this, guys.
No, I think my highlight was getting back into mountain biking as much as I did.
Yeah.
I did more of that than
Hell
everything
yeah,
else.
you did.
Yeah,
It was
He
glorious.
said like for the past 2 years, I want to get back in mountain bike and I want to get back out. And that has been his primary thing for the past few months.
Mm.
Since May.
But you've organized some really good events.
Yep.
You had Cannondale brought in the bike shop.
Oh yeah.
That's huge.
You've done so many great things for the community with bikes. So I think even though you're not traveling and doing all these big events, your presence in the community is huge around cycling.
And your
Thank you.
philanthropy, supporting your wife in
yeah.
St. Jude, is
We did
well, not
$1,500 in one day.
And I'm not just talking about the money, but you support her in her efforts to do all of those things, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You even have a car wash in his Speedo. That's
I
like
keep offering.
I would do that.
I think the last bit might be keeping Brian rolling.
Yeah,
Always
yeah,
playing Brian's crap.
yeah.
Anyway,
Always
no, I'm
fixing
just
the
kidding.
things that I break and the things that I muck up. But that's
Next year's goal is trail building.
Oh, good idea.
Trail building, that is a huge undertaking. I
You're
want
gonna-
to
Where you are you
just working more at the lake and seeing what we can do progress over here
okay?
at offsite whatever 69
Whatever they want to call it.
call it now.
Offsite Area A, I think was the official
And now it's
name.
area 69.
Something.
I'm starting to. I've been looking at and starting grant stuff with like. You TikToking already over there?
no.
With Specialized and some other companies to get some money to do. It costs money to do trail work.
Yeah, it does.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Getting the man hour or getting
Getting motivating people to actually come help. Getting the manpower.
That's another thing in itself. But
Yeah.
starting with funding and talking to Trey and that's something I'm really motivated to do. So it's going to be it's going to be a different year than the last 3 years at the bike shop. So
Mm-hmm.
COVID boom is over.
Yeah, that's. I've been reading a
I
whole
mean,
lot.
parts are still
Yeah,
on and off, but the saturation's here. The bullwhip effect with the industries happened. So
I saw that. A lot. Well, obviously, I think it's you can't open up anything anymore without reading about, that whiplash effect that's happening right now with bike
Bullwhip.
shops. Yeah, with all of the supply that they kind of. It was almost like they didn't think about the fact that they needed to take into account that there was a false inflation with COVID. It was like, who is planning all of this?
Yeah.
It's not. Everybody has to know that that's not sustainable.
Yeah, but when we were in that situation, we were just like drowning in water and pushing water away, trying not to drown. So
So you're not thinking about planning.
You're not thinking about long term. You're thinking about getting
we were.
B2B.
Have you seen the Kuat's new direct consumer program that they have put in place?
No.
So this is actually really good, I think, for shops, because Kuat is going to start doing direct to consumer, but they are sharing the profit with their local dealer. If somebody in your coverage area, so you as a Kuat dealer, if you have a certain number of racks that you've purchased, and there's like a minimum buy-in level,
Yeah.
and then you have to
There it
have
is.
those racks on display for people to come look at.
Mm-hmm.
And then if somebody in your area, your dealer area, buys
Oh.
a rack direct to consumer, you get a 20% take on that.
Oh, that's nice.
I actually think they've come up with a way to do direct consumer.
Where the showroom.
Yeah, exactly. That's interesting. And part of what they were saying was they're hopeful that other bike manufacturers that are moving to direct to consumer
We'll do
will
that.
actually look at something like that as a way to keep the local bike shop alive, because they obviously realize that that's what's happened is people come into the store and they look at the product and they have done their internet research and then they end up buying it, and the poor dealer is kind of cut out.
Yeah.
And this takes that off the table. But I applaud them for that. I think that's a great way to go about it. My highlights.
I wasn't done.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I was.
No, I'm 20
wait.
minutes into an expired Kit Kat and I'm doing okay. I'm just kidding. I'm done.
Oh, see, he does that to me.
I don't
Now,
know.
come up with one more highlight. Now you have to. That beautiful club ride flannel has to be a highlight.
This is my Howler Brothers.
Oh, that's Howler Brothers.
Joey,
All right,
Unpaved
all
Together
right.
had to be a highlight. That was so much
Yeah, I
fun.
said unpaved.
He
Like
said a little bit. It wasn't nearly as like over the top as it should have been.
unpaved is amazing every year. Oh, I did Grinduro this year. That was actually that might have been tougher.
Yeah, I'm sure it
Or
was.
something like because I wasn't riding a lot this year,
Mhm.
and you go like after at least unpaved, you're warmed up a little bit, and then you got a couple little punchy climbs. But freaking Grinduro, it's like a half a mile from you're already in the middle of nowhere, half a mile from camp. You go up a freaking 2-mile whatever climb, like it's just a wall. And then you hit some single track, which was amazing. Had I known, I think had everyone known a little bit, I really liked it now. And then you do some gravel, and then you hit some like actual single track, which was awesome. Not in the moment.
Was it technical single track or?
Oh yeah,
it was technical single track.
yeah. It's the kind that'll keep the roadies out, which is nice.
Ugh.
I just don't think people were expecting it. It's type 2 fun. You're like, what the? You're tired, and you're like, what the H? And you're kind of close to the end, but then there's cheesesteaks after that section. You're like, oh, okay. And then you go right up another big climb, another ridiculous climb, your last climb of the day. Grandeur was a blast. I'm going back.
We'll talk about it next week, because next week we're going to do some like what's coming up for 2023.
Yeah.
That's on my calendar for next year.
Grandeur was a highlight.
Talk some more about it.
Middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, no cell phone service,
Mm-hmm.
camping, beers, bluegrass, bikes.
What I saw the other day on Instagram was somebody was advertising a wet bag, like a dry bag, a dry bag,
Blood bag.
a dry bag that was a Faraday cage, so that you could put your phone and your computer and all that stuff in it, and then it would basically like you were then off grid, like you shut your cell phone off.
Oh,
You have it with you, so if you need it from like an emergency,
I could just turn it off too. There's a difference when not having service
Yeah,
and like putting your stuff in a bag.
putting yourself out of commission, so to
Yeah.
speak. Well, okay, my highlights.
Blood bag.
Croatan was a lot of fun, and I think being a part of that first run of that long weekend was pretty cool. That was very unique. Just to spilled all of Blake's food, and the poor dog is going to go crazy. He'll be quiet for a little bit at least.
2
Maybe
minutes.
that's how we could keep him quiet. Is just throw dog food all over the kitchen.
All over the house.
He'd have to go find it to keep him busy. No, Croatan was definitely one of my highlights. And you work so hard in the quote unquote off season when you can't ride to get ready for something like that. You just never know going into Croatan if you're ready for it or not. I honestly think it's kind of like a shot in the dark. You're doing all this trainer time and trying to stay ahead of, and be ready for that, because it's such a huge effort. And then to nail it, that felt really good. It felt really good.
You guys crushed it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys did crush it.
that felt really good. Because that was 250 miles in 3 days, and that was I really enjoyed. Like, remember we went and picked up kayaks after that?
Oh yeah, we had a nice
We
relaxing
had
day.
a very nice day.
Sat on that pier for hours.
Yeah, watching people surf in the sun, and it was really nice.
And then I asked you
Eating
guys what
tacos?
you were. I texted Joe. I was like, "What are you guys doing?" He's like, "Sitting in the hotel doing absolutely nothing." So that
We
felt. I'm
watched
glad.
basketball.
Absolutely nothing. It was fantastic.
We got barbecue chicken.
Yep, that was probably
That seafood shack.
yeah.
That was a relaxing day.
Yeah, that was just really. It was like fish tacos.
Oh yeah.
Fish tacos. Yeah, that was awesome. Then I would say Grusk is up there, because that's the first time I'd actually had the chance and the opportunity to do Grusk.
Grusk was really fun.
That was fantastic. Even with the rain and all that, I'm really looking forward to trying to get a time up there where we can actually have some decent weather.
Yeah, and I'm excited to rooftop tenant instead of being in the hut. Not that I didn't like the hut.
Mhm.
It was just that
Why in the hut?
all the action was where you guys were in the cars.
Yeah, well, she's right. She's right. There was a lot of action up there, and yeah. Now that was fun. Unpaved, obviously, but I think gravel worlds, because it's that so outside of the box for what it is that we know, because we've been doing this all long enough now that you kind of know what to expect when you go to Pennsylvania, and you can kind of know what to expect when you go sort of down into North Carolina. You know what to expect when you go down into the George Washington, Thomas Jefferson National Forest. We kind of have this expectation, but to go out to Nebraska, I mean, we had no idea. I had no idea.
No, and you kept talking, and I was like, "There's no way I'm going to be doing this," because I hate climbing hills. But they were like, I have no idea how that happened.
Yeah.
It was like I didn't even pack clothes for the after party. I'm using in quotes, because I was like, I'm not gonna finish. Like somebody's gonna pick me up. Like I had nothing. Like I was in my jersey and I bought a T-shirt because I had absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it was, and to be able to go out there now the travel back and forth was a nightmare. I won't lie. That was just probably the
That's like a
craziest
great
thing.
traveling experience.
Yeah. But being in Nebraska, the place that we stayed was fantastic. It was right there in the middle of everything. Although I guess everything's in the middle of gravel. The people were really super friendly. The hills were relentless, but they weren't long. But it was just either up or down, up or down. So that sawtooth all day long, and just a totally different world. And I remember it being like it was really hot and it was really dry, but yet the people who lived there were talking about how humid it was.
Mhm.
And I remember how I could not drink enough water, just literally could not drink enough water. And they were talking about how humid it was, and from the corn, I guess the humidity comes from the corn. That's what they said. And then
It really broke my idea that Nebraska, like out there in the West, is flat because there was no flat part of that course at all.
nope, not at all, not at all. It was either up and down. And being out there for the few days before the event, going out and riding with Larry and Nadine, and actually getting some of that like pre-event time on the bike. We even went to some places that were even different than that. It just felt like it was wild. It was wild, just completely different animal. So I recommend. I mean, I think the majority of our listeners are Mid-Atlantic because that's our focus. If you've never done something out in the Midwest, pick any of them and just go do it because it's such a different animal. Whether you're doing Unbound or whether you're doing Gravel World or whether you're doing Big Sugar or any of those things that go on out there, I'd highly recommend making it a bucket list trip and wrapping some time around it, and not just flying out and doing a thing and then turn around and running away from it. To actually spend some time out there. Lincoln is a cool town. We went to some really cool little places in town and ate some really good food, and I would say that was probably the biggest highlight.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a cool experience. Like it wasn't one of those things like that we're just gonna go do a weekend thing. Like it was a
Right.
thing. Like it had to be more days. Like it had
Yeah.
to be planned. Like it was more meticulous. We had things to do around it. So it was a I can't believe we went out and did it. Right? Like
I am being honest too. I'm amazed that many people in our little core group were able to pull that off
Yeah.
all at the same
Yeah.
time. That was kind of special too. That felt really good. Unpaved, I was off my game for unpaved, but I mean the event itself. How can you go wrong? And I am really bummed that I'm gonna have to miss out on that this year. I'm disappointed in that.
You
But
don't have to.
That's
yeah,
where I met my friend Carrie, and now we're besties. And Kelly was there. It was
Now
amazing.
your daughter's going to get married there this year.
Yeah, yeah. Right at that YMCA. What is it called, or the gym, or whatever?
The Miller
Beautiful.
Center. Just
Miller
going
Center.
over to the Miller
With all
Center.
the little twinkly lights and everything out there. It's
It'll be
beautiful.
fine. It'll be beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, there'll be a
DJ's free because there's always somebody announcing. There's a photographer there. Like you really don't need anything else.
highlight of 2022
Yeah.
birch beer on tap.
Yeah.
Unpaved Gradnero.
Yeah. Nice.
That was a highlight of 2022.
You had to recap it like that. What would be the one thing?
Birch beer.
I honestly think it's the people I met at cat camp.
Nice.
It's I love the girls. I love the Dirty Kitten team. I wear a jersey now because of them.
Honorary 2022 member.
Yeah, it's just I think Alex nestled me into our little group of friends, and I couldn't be happier meeting with them, and I can't wait to go to cat camp this year.
I think your highlight would be your cat ears.
There you go. That's the way to do it. For me, it had to be, even though it came from 2021.
Gotta be an item like that.
It was my working. It's that.
I thought you were going to say Orange Mud.
No.
Looks sponsored.
It's definitely that working. That bike has been a game changer for me, and I've truly discovered that it's sort of like the one bike that can do it all. It really can.
You've already sold a bike this year.
Yep, I did sell the Tarmac, which was just a trainer bike for me anyway, which really was a waste. That bike needs to be out on the road.
It gave me a fishing trip.
So that would be it, I think, for me.
I'm excited to plan 2023.
Yeah.
I love planners. I already have there's a lot of weekends that Joey and I have an overlap. Like he's doing something and I'm doing something else. And
You need to be my Appalachian journey partner.
Oh, I am. Yeah, I'm in for that. I
You
still
can
need
just
to
transfer her spot over.
I still can't. She already are registered. Oh, yeah.
We signed up
let's
the
do
night
that.
we talked to Gordon.
Yeah, let's do that. Can you just transfer it over and I'll get you some?
I'll figure it out.
I'll get you some cash for that. I've actually already got my 2023 calendar kind of like planned out, but you're right. It fills up really quick.
yeah, I was trying to get a half marathon in one time this season. And it's like every weekend I have something, like there's an event every weekend and it's fun. It's fun.
One thing that it kind of jumps out at me that wasn't, as we're sitting here having this conversation, I hadn't really thought about it until we're just sitting here talking about it, that leading tours and trips wasn't even on my mind as we were talking about highlights. So that's,
You're a white middle-aged man.
well, I'm wondering if, that stage of what I used to do has passed me by, or,
No, the new chapter we have to really talk about this week.
yeah,
It's opening up.
yeah. We do need to get on that because
I'm planning out January.
Yeah.
I made a dry erase calendar today, Jess.
God, do I love a dry erase marker. I love markers. I love flare pens. I love it all.
Well, overall, I would think 2022 treated us very well at the podcast as well. It will be our most downloads year. 2019, the first year we started.
I was able to buy a new car because of it.
Yeah, well, good on you.
Yeah.
And 2020 kind of hit us a little hard because of COVID. People stopped commuting and podcast listens were down across the board for everybody. It wasn't just us. And then 2021 was
but look at us.
back.
You know how many podcasts were started and fiddles out in 2020?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We chugged through it.
It's I don't think
like 3-episode podcasts and they're done.
Or what they'll do is they'll do like it'll go hard for like 2 to 3 months, and then all of a sudden they're gone, and it'll be like one a month, and then all of a sudden they'll come back hard again, and it's like we're just chugging away.
We go ham all the time.
But we have most definitely had the highest number of downloads for a year since we've started it, which is good. It's been a very, very
our first full year without Wes.
good year. Is it really? No,
2021 was too.
It's funny. Like Wes left.
You thought about it, like Wes was only here for a little bit.
Yeah,
thinking about it.
Not even 20% of our episodes probably feature Wes. And he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing out in Michigan. It's all good.
He's a hobo.
Love him to death. Yeah, having a baby and all that kind of stuff, and doesn't tell anybody. But okay,
yeah,
that's all right. It's all good. We love you, Wes. We know he listens. He's a loyal listener. I see all the downloads from Traverse City.
I have his credit card. He's a Patreon supporter now.
Okay, you guys want to do some this or that?
No,
Yes.
no this or that's after
I feel like we
2022.
should rename it like Would You Rather.
No, I was
this
just
or
kidding when I
that.
said none.
No, this or that. Okay, number one, Jessica, Ron Swanson or Dwight Schrute?
For what?
Dwight.
Dwight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it can be whichever you think.
As a lover?
Yeah, like Ron Swanson's character, but I think Dwight is super funny, and I think he's multifaceted. Like, there's many elements of Dwight.
Okay.
Not only does he work at a paper company, but I guess, you could say that about Ron, but I'm still going Dwight.
Okay. This is a tough one for me because I thought about like throwing some caveats in there. It's like Ron Swanson versus Dwight Schrute in fisticuffs. Like, who would do that? And then like
That was Ron.
but then it's just like let's just leave it alone. And this is tough, but I'm going to go with Dwight solely because of Belschnickel, and also Dwight is he's willing and able to put it out there, for his friends, whereas Ron is just he's kind of like reserved and I don't know, just hidden. Joey,
No, Ron.
really,
Ron's
Ron
like
Swanson.
I don't know if I can say this in 20. Ron's a man's man.
Yeah,
Ron's like a yeah.
I am tempted.
Whether it's like him woodworking, turf and turf, how he hates the government, like him and Tammy. Like I watch Parks and Recs on like Mondays or days that like I took off early yesterday because it's always on in the middle of the day. I hate the last season of Parks and Recs, just like The Office. But yeah, Ron. I mean, fisticuff. Ron would destroy Dwight.
Yeah.
Think about Dwight. Like Dwight does karate. Dwight's a horrible fighter.
Oh yeah, he can't. The karate
Ron would beat the
thing-
crap out of him if it came to that. But
yeah.
like a meticulous multi-day that was like on Instagram a week or two ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, they have like 2 weeks to prep. That'd be close.
Well, I have mad respect for the Ron Swanson character when the one episode when he's like, "You need a permit," and he says, "I have a permit," and he hands a piece of paper, says, "This just says I can do whatever I want."
Yeah.
This just says you can do whatever you want to do, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm thinking about getting me one of them permits.
Like Ron goes into a strip club for the breakfast buffet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, Jess,
Excuse me.
always be or always be 10 minutes late, or always be 20 minutes early.
Always early. I'm
always
always
like an hour early to
Always an hour early for everything.
Okay.
Today I walked in the Verizon store because I wasn't getting group messages, and I was like, "I'm really early, but I have a 10 o'clock appointment." And
9
he's
o'clock.
like, "Yeah, it was like 9 o'clock exactly. That's exactly what happened." I love being early.
I'm the same way. I'm an early arriver. I can't. If you're not early, you're late. But Joey,
I like to be 20 minutes early. Sometimes you just happen to be 10 minutes late. You never know.
no, you gotta pick one or the other. This is not a.
I'd rather be 20 minutes early.
Yeah.
I don't want to be rude to people. I've become an earlier person now that I'm with Jessica.
Really. Oh, more punctual.
Yeah.
Okay. Zombie apocalypse or robot apocalypse? Would you rather fight a zombie or fight a robot?
Robot.
Robot.
I'd rather. No, I don't. I think zombies are creepy. Like I think zombies are like eat your brains creepy. Like I think those are disgusting. Like no.
I think it would be much easier to fight a zombie.
Correct, but I would much rather like fight a robot than fight that gross looking
What would be your
zombie.
tool of choice to fight a robot?
My brain. My computer science brain. No, I don't know.
I think I would rather fight zombies than robots, because robots could just like pull out some weird, like all of a sudden it's like, aha, here's my laser.
Robots are always learning.
Yeah.
That's how they take over. I fight my Alexa every day, but are we talking about like what kind of zombies? Like
Walking Dead.
Zombieland zombies,
Yeah.
like Day After Tomorrow, or what are what's the one with Will Smith?
Oh, there would be like the vampire ones that were really
Yeah.
fast. No,
Yeah.
that's not a real zombie. That's a monster. That's a monster. A zombie is
Like
like
a slow mover.
Yeah, it's like a slow
Yeah, I'll take
mover.
those. Robots just will learn to.
Yeah, they'll learn to crush you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they learn from their mistakes quickly.
Yeah.
Zombies, I mean,
Now, this or
Mother-in-law.
that, I wanted to leave a lot of time for debate on this because I understand it's going to be a very hot,
no, it's not.
highly debated topic. Home Alone 1 or Home Alone 2?
Home Alone 2.
Defend it.
Home Alone 2. I don't
Defend
know.
it.
I just
I
like
must
it. I
defend his
like it.
house.
I like the Home Alone 1 was great, but I think Home Alone 2, I don't know, it was pretty funny. It was good. Like, it holds my attention.
Okay.
Um,
You're not doing a very good job.
no,
of
I'm not.
defending
I
your
just like Home Alone 2
choice.
better.
Home
I'm
Alone.
not like a big movie person, and I don't really like sequels, but I like Home Alone 2 better.
I will say this: Home Alone 2 should never have been made.
Oh my God.
Home Alone is classic, iconic.
Oh my
It
God.
was ingenious. It was
But, like,
new.
then you can never
It was
say like
different.
"Merry Christmas, you filthy animal," because that was from the second one.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Oh God.
There's
So,
Angels with Filthy Souls, and there's Angels with Filthy Souls 2 or something.
yeah,
These
the
aren't real movies. They made that for that movie.
the Home Alone 1. I don't even like to call it Home Alone 1 because it was just Home Alone
Alone.
at the time. So Home Alone,
Home Alone 2,
it's right up there with Christmas Vacation. It was that irreverent, but yet you could watch that with kids and still enjoy it. But yet it had that edgy kind of like there was something to it, and it was just brilliant. But I still to this day want to know what Kevin McAllister's dad did to afford that house and have the ability to take 18,000 people to Paris for the holidays. Joey, where's your choice?
he was early into crypto. Yeah. No, Home Alone.
Okay,
That's what I call it, Home
you're-
Alone.
You're not going to argue the point at all. You don't want to argue with the Home Alone 2.
They shouldn't have forgotten the second time.
It's true.
So you think about that, it's just bad parenting. And I know it's a movie, but
At
no,
that
Home,
point,
like,
they should be
yeah.
taken away.
I'm a millennial. That was like my Christmas movie. That and Santa Claus.
Yeah. Have you watched the Santa Clauses on Netflix? The new series about the Santa Claus?
No, I think they're stupid.
No, it was really good.
No.
It was really clever.
Tim Allen got a little too political in his late career,
Oh, I don't pay any
and he
attention.
brings it up in his movies.
I cut that side
I
of my
love
brain
Home
off.
Improvement. I love early Tim Allen.
I don't pay any attention to what Hollywood says about politics. Or they don't, But
No,
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Should have been done.
Now here's like
Just
here's
be
a
wrong.
here's a fifth one. 24 Hours of Elf or A Christmas Story on
Elf.
Christmas. She's never seen a Christmas
Love
Story.
Elf.
You've never seen Christmas Story?
Bumper says.
No, and it actually makes me annoyed when people quote it, and I'm like Gabe from The Office when he's like, no pop culture references because not everybody likes them.
I would probably rather watch 24 Hours of Elf.
Oh God
I don't know why. Maybe it's because there are 24 hours of Christmas Story, and it scares me.
They do
And-
24 Hours of Elf too.
Do they really? Where do they do that?
On one of the stations, it's been like that for a few years now.
No, I'm
That's
not.
why I said it.
I have not. I have not seen that Elf channel. Then
Oh yeah, I think it's TBS or maybe that's Christmas Story.
I know a lot of people don't particularly care for Will Ferrell.
Yeah, no,
I think
It's
he's
weird.
funny. I think he's funny.
I like him better as D'Angelo.
Yeah. So
Uh,
anyway, that's about it.
This is my first year without. It's my first year in my history of Joey. I can remember I never got to watch a single minute of A Christmas Story.
Why was that a
I was
choice?
so busy.
No, just busy. Okay.
Like at some point in time, I could piece together A Christmas Story
Mhm.
through like 6 different episodes. Just
Mhm.
watch piece by piece. I didn't even turn on a TV this year.
You've got like I bet you I could do like Christmas Story trivia, and you could nail every single one of them. What was the little brother's name?
Randy,
Okay.
they're like a slug.
Trying to come up with some different. I mean, the whole thing with the lamp and the fragile, that's kind of like overdone. But Jess has never seen any of this, so she has
Yeah.
no idea what we're talking about. So we could make some stuff up about Christmas Story and
All right, we watched the new Grinch.
New Grinch.
Yeah, well, my nephew, we had a Grinch party the other day.
How'd that
Um,
go?
It was actually really cute.
What's a Grinch party?
Everything was green.
Everything was green, and we watched The Grinch.
We had grapes, guacamole, cucumbers, green eggs, and deviled eggs. Like anything green.
Who was the driver behind having a Grinch Christmas?
My sister.
party? Okay.
It was cute.
Yeah.
All the kids, like the Grinch was so popular down here this year.
Uh-huh.
He's beating Santa.
Well,
You go to the Christmas walk this year, it was all Grinch.
so all these videos, like my Hank Hill videos
Yes.
on TikToks and Instagram
The Grinch?
with the people scaring their children with the Grinch.
I love it.
Oh, those parents should be strung up for scaring their children with
Tell
the
you what,
Grinch.
there's a drunk Grinch walking around the Christmas walk this year. He was great.
Drunk?
Oh yeah, he was 2 sheets to the wind around the pier all year or all night that night.
Wow.
It's funny.
All right, so next week we are going to do 2023 planning and talk about the things that we're going to be diving into, and then I think after that we're going to start rolling some guests back through.
We're hitting some dates for GT on the road in January.
Yeah,
We're hitting Virginia first,
we're going to do some fun.
and then we're
things.
going to do a Pennsylvania trip after that.
We're going to do some fun things like take GTD on the road. We talked about doing that before COVID hit, and then
Yeah,
but now we're actually going to pull the trigger on
we're
it.
going to
So
hit some iconic stops.
So thanks everybody for listening to this episode of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. If you enjoy the podcast, maybe consider joining our Patreon family. We really appreciate all the support, and your monthly donation of just a couple of bucks really helps us out to keep things going. We want to thank all of our current Patreon supporters. We really legitimately could not do this without all of that.
We do have bills.
That love every month. Joey, how can folks get in touch with us?
GravelTravelDirt.com and Mid-Atlantic GTD on the gram.
Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt once again is recorded from right here in Blake's kitchen because all Blake does is eat through the entire podcast. Thanks for riding along, Tom. Until next time, do good, be nice, go slow, respect others.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
I'm an hour into the Kit Kat, and I'm okay.